How do I become effective as a startup CEO? You just started your company and you really don't know what you should be doing as the leader of your company. I know how you feel. Even though I had lots of experience running large organizations before I became a startup CEO, I still wondered what I should be doing. In today's video, I'll share, based on my experience and the experience of other CEOs that I've worked with, the top 10 tips, the top 10, for being an effective startup CEO. I hope you like it. Hi, I'm Brett. On my channel, I help early stage startup CEOs like you raise money and grow your startup. So if this sounds like you, then hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified every time I release a new video. Let's get started. And let's start with number one on our list. Number one, be decisive. Years ago, I worked with a fantastic engineer named Peter. He was brilliant, always coming up with elegant solutions to hard to solve problems. Peter was also a really good communicator. So it wasn't a surprise when Peter was promoted to becoming a divisional general manager. Everyone thought Peter would do great, including me, by the way. Yet Peter struggled. His strengths as an engineering manager and engineer were hurting his ability to run a business. He kept wanting more and more information before making even the most simple decisions. Business deals were lost because Peter couldn't make a decision. Eventually, Peter was moved back into a pure technical role. Here's the deal. You have to be comfortable making decisions with imperfect information as CEO. Yes, you'll make some bad calls. However, moving fast on the business side gives you a huge advantage versus your larger competitors that are more interested in keeping their jobs than taking a calculated risk. This moves us to number two on our list. Number two, be detail-oriented. Every great early stage startup CEO I've worked with knows everything about what's going on in their startup. This doesn't mean they're doing everything, but they know everything that's happening. The reason you see this quality in successful early stage startup CEOs is that startups are fragile. Anything can kill your company if you're not careful. For example, even though my co-founder, Jeroen, was doing a great job running engineering, I knew what was going on at all times regarding the projects we were managing. In this way, I could be a good sounding board if I was needed. You should also know the key financial numbers in your company at all times. These are, number one, your current cash position. Number two, your monthly burn rate. This is the amount your cash is depleted each month. Number three, the month when you run out of cash. Next, let's move to number three on our list. Number three, don't give up your power. Most first-time CEOs are tentative. And when you're tentative, you create a power vacuum that someone else will gladly fill. So we give away our authority to our co-founders or to our investors or board members. For example, Randy, one of my co-founders, wanted me to give company credit cards to the other founders and him. So I quote-unquote wouldn't be bothered with approving purchases. I told Randy I wanted to be bothered because I wanted control of the finances. A well-run startup is not a democracy. It's a benevolent dictatorship. Here's what I mean. Speed matters. Startups need to move fast, and consensus slows things down. The CEO must make decisions quickly, even unpopular ones. Clarity matters. In a democracy, everyone has an equal say, which can lead to muddled priorities. A startup needs a clear vision and direction that's set and reinforced by the CEO. Accountability matters. At the end of the day, investors, customers, and employees will hold you, the CEO responsible for outcomes. You can't delegate accountability to a committee, but you need to be benevolent. This part is critical. It doesn't mean being authoritarian or abusive. It does mean making tough calls with the team's best interests in mind. Now let's move to number 4 on my list. Number 4, ruthlessly prioritize. There's more work than there is time for you and your team. You can, if you're not careful, work very long days and accomplish nothing of importance. You need to keep everyone focused on what's important. For example, like most startups, we had to get our first products to market. And in our case, one of our investors put a condition on us receiving the second half of our $12 million of initial funding. It's called a tranche. We had to release 5 product families within 1 year of launching the company. Simply put, if we didn't focus and prioritize what was important, we would be out of business before we started. It meant there could be no distractions. It meant we had to execute. Here's the thing. You'll have to execute too, or you won't be able to raise your next round of funding either. Prioritization is the key. Next, let's move to number 5 on our list. Number 5, delegate as much as you can. Just because you're detail-oriented doesn't mean you shouldn't immediately start learning how to delegate. Delegation, along with recruiting a great team, is the key to your business scaling. The basic rule of delegation is if there is a team member that can do a job that you are doing, then you should delegate that job to this person. You want to delegate more and more of your responsibilities to team members so you can focus on the things that only you can do. It's a double win. Your team gains valuable experience and the company gets more done. However, like I said earlier, you still need to know the details about what's going on if you delegate the task. Now, let's move to number 6 on the list. Number 6, give all the credit to your team. One of the things I listen for when I'm evaluating a CEO is whether they say my or I. It may sound like a small thing, but it's not. The CEOs that say you guys did a great job doing this are the CEOs that employees love working for. Even if the CEO was heavily involved, giving your team the credit publicly for everything good that happens only motivates your team more. Conversely, when I hear a CEO say, I did that, or my team did that, it's a soul crusher for your team. The basic rule is give your team all the credit and you take all the blame. The reality is you own the success and failure of the company, so you'll get the credit and blame anyway. However, your team will walk through walls for you if you do this one simple thing. Next, let's move to number 7 on our list. Number 7, hone your listening skills. From evaluating your team, to closing deals, to recruiting, to making critical decisions, your ability to actively listen is a key skill. So here are 3 listening tips to master. Number 1, give whomever is speaking your undivided attention. Put your phone down. Don't multitask. Just focus on the speaker. They will appreciate it. Number 2, try not to interrupt. If someone is making a point, let them complete their thoughts. Number 3, if you don't understand something, then say you don't understand. It's a strength, not a weakness, to say you don't understand something. Plus, you're setting a great example for your team. Next, let's move to number 8 on the list. Number 8, be transparent. Don't be Machiavellian. This is something I learned working for Jack Gifford, Maxim Integrated Products founding CEO. One of Gifford's favorite sayings was, I am not being Machiavellian. Well, when Gifford said that, you knew that something Machiavellian was coming. There were a lot of great things I learned from Jack, but this was not one of them. It was one of those things where you say to yourself, if I'm ever CEO, I'm never going to do that. I wanted to be as transparent with the people I was working with as possible. Yes, there's the risk of information leaking out of your company. However, the upside is being transparent builds trust. So, don't be afraid to share the bad and the good with your team. Next, let's move to number 9 on my list. Number 9, live your culture. Did you know that culture, yes, culture, is the most important indicator of whether your startup will succeed? It's true. That's why you have to be the walking, talking epitome of your culture at all times. This means you have to believe in what you're selling your team. Your team will instantly see you as a fraud if there is one set of rules for you and another set of rules for everybody else. Everyone follows your lead. Remember, every new hire either improves or hurts your culture. You want to add people that add to your culture. Finally, speaking of recruiting, let's move to number 10 on the list. Number 10 on the list. Number 10, recruiting is job 1. One more from Gifford, but on this one, he is spot on. He used to say, if you can't recruit, then you can't be a manager, and I think Gifford is right. Since being a startup CEO is all about recruiting a team, you need to become good, make that great at recruiting. To do this, you have to prioritize recruiting. The successful CEOs I work with spend at least 50% of their time recruiting. You should too. Successful recruiting is about keeping your standards high, prioritization, and selling your startup's vision like crazy. My advice is this: don't hold back. Now, if this content is resonating with you, then please click the like button right now. One final thought. Learn the Stockdale paradox. Building a startup is like riding a roller coaster. The highs and lows are insane. One day, you feel like you can conquer the world. The next day, you'll feel like everything is collapsing around you. Successful startup CEOs understand the Stockdale paradox. No matter how bad things are currently, I know will eventually succeed. Remember, everyone in the company takes their lead from you. If you're down, then they're down. That's why you need to be steady at the wheel. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just keep grinding away towards your eventual success. Now, I have 3 more things for you today. First, if you want to work with me on your startup, then just scan this QR code. Second, you can use my free startup pitch deck template. It has all the slides you need to develop an awesome pitch deck. Scan the QR code to get yours for free. And third, join my free group of startup CEOs, Zero to Pitch. It's a community for startup CEOs focused on growing their companies and raising funding for their companies. Scan the QR code to join. And if you want help fixing your pitch, then just watch this free 20-minute training. Just click this link right here. That's all you have to do. I'm Brett at brettjfox.com. Thanks for watching today. Take care. Bye.